Hi, I'm Jerry Kaifetz. We're going to talk about skiing today, and in particular, we're going to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and that is just vital to every intermediate skier anywhere, everywhere. That subject is how the expert barrier, and I'm going to show you how to break the expert barrier in one day. Now, when I taught in the ESF, École de Ski Française, the French ski school, this is something that we focused on. We felt like we needed to give the very, very best that we could to our guests, to our students, and that was to analyze their technique and to identify and illustrate and communicate to them what their limiting factors were that had kept them at the same intermediate level, sometimes for 10 years or more. And you know what? It was always the same thing. We're going to focus on that today, and you're going to see that you, along with every other intermediate skier, has the ability to deal with that. You're not limited in terms of making that breakthrough to the expert level by your skills. You're not. You have the physical skills, you have the strength, you have the balance, most of you have the endurance. What you don't have is the knowledge of what to do and the mental fortitude, power, capacity, determination to just say, I'm going to do it. In order to do that, you have to overcome your fear, and what you fear is gravity. You fear that that mountain is just going to suck you down there, you're going to break the sound barrier, and you're going to die. And your body reacts to that fear. Your body tenses up, your legs become your brakes, and you're just jamming those skis in the snow. That's not a very gratifying way to ski, and I'm going to show you how to break free from that. The very first thing that you have to understand is what we told our students over and over and over and over again. I still do when I'm skiing with my kids, my family. I tell them this. I tell them, turn your knees loose. You have no vertical motion. You're stiff. It's just and what you need to do is you need to, first of all, learn to use these, okay? Learn to use your poles. You need to time that pole plant and make an aggressive, determined, meaningful, significant pole plant. Jam it in the snow, and as you do, compress. Compress. That's the most important word that you'll probably hear from me today. And what you do when you do that, you plant your pole and you come down, you turn your knees loose. How far down do you go? You go down, 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 until the back of your thighs are getting close to being parallel to the mountain, to the trail. Okay, that is turning your knees loose. Now, if you see a good skier in a bump run, and you see that skier, and he's really, really hammering those bumps, his knees are in his chest. Can you compress any more than that? I don't think so. So you compare that vertical travel, maybe 18 inches or more, to your vertical travel, 3 or 4, maybe 6 inches on a good day, and that's why your skis are not really reacting to the snow, to the forces that you need to put in to those shaped skis to make them turn. That's the key, and that's something that you have the physical ability to do. There's no question about it. You just have to get it up here and say, I'm going to do it. So let's go over it again. You're coming into your turn. The initiation phase of the turn is the compression phase. Okay? Weighting those skis. Planting your pole at the apex of the turn, just like on a race track. Race car driver identifies the apex of the turn to know his line. You identify that apex, you put, or the pivot point of the turn, you put your pole down, and you come down, you bend at the knees. You bend at the knees, and you come down, and you open your body. You open your shoulders and your torso to the mountain, to what's downhill, to the fall line. And then your body, your lower body, will come around, catch up with your upper body, and then you continue, you establish your rhythm, you bring that other pole around at a slight angle, and you come down again, down, down, down low, plant that pole, and come back up. Now, what you're doing here is what we did in the old days with the long skis. My slalom skis were 204s. You've heard this whole story. You know, my giant slaloms were maybe 210s. Downhill skis were 220s. You didn't turn those skis unless you unweighted them. You didn't push them around. You didn't do the windshield wiper thing. Okay? Not very effectively, and it's not very pretty, and it's not, and it's tiring. It's tiring. Your skis are skidding as opposed to carving. When a bicycle skids, you're in trouble. That back wheel needs to go where the front wheel goes. The tracks that you leave in the snow should be, most of the time, only as wide as your skis. So in order to give yourself an advantage, to make those ski turns, get the weight off them. Get the weight off them. Okay? And you do that by compressing, cocking that spring, and then in the turn, the pivot phase of the turn, up, around, and down. Now, when you get on something really steep, I mean, you know, I don't know, 70 degrees in pitch or so, something like that. That kind of terrain is all over the place. You can't shove the tails of those skis around because the mountain is right there behind you. It's just not conducive to doing that. The unweighting then becomes critical because what it also allows you to do is to complete your turn. That's your brakes. That's total braking right there. Complete your turn, and you do that by bringing the skis around, and you bring them around quickly and completely by unweighting them. That means turn your knees loose. You want it with accent? Turn the knees loose. I don't know. That might have been a French accent. But regardless of how you say it, regardless of how you do it, it's got to be down, up, around, down, up, around, down. What do you see there? You see a rhythm. And what's a rhythm? A rhythm is gracefulness. And what is gracefulness? Gracefulness is economy of motion. You're not fighting it. You're not thinking, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. You're thinking, wow, I've got control. And these skis are turning, and they're turning as quickly as I want them to turn, as often as I want them to turn, and I'm completing my turns. I'm completing my turns. I'm bringing those skis around 90 degrees to the fall line, up, around, down. Look, I'm coming all the way around, so I don't care how steep that snow is. I don't care how steep it is. If you're completing your turn and you have to unweight the skis to do that, they will come all the way around. You will be in control. You won't be going a fraction of a mile an hour faster than you want to on the steepest terrain. And you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy skiing. And then, by practicing that technique on the intermediate terrain, on the blue trails, you'll be able to get up on any trail on the mountain. Pick a day when there's decent snow. Don't add to the challenge by trying to ski that stuff early on in crud, you know, semi-track snow. But if you get into that situation, unweighting the tails of those skis and bringing them around while there's no weight on it, that's the key. That's not hard. What's hard is what you're trying to do. You're trying to shove them around. You're trying to jam them around, and it doesn't work, and so you get going faster than you're comfortable going, and it builds, it snowballs, pardon the expression. It snowballs, and all of a sudden you just, I don't belong here. Yeah, you do belong there. You just have to know how to ski it. How you do it is you turn your knees loose. Loosen your knees. Drop your butt. Get the back of your thighs parallel. Get that pole plant down low. The reason your pole is at an angle, because you can't get that low with your pole vertical. So with your pole at an angle like that, you can get down lower. That's where you see this style. Open, down, up. Open, down, up. You see? That's how you break the intermediate barrier in one day. The truth is, I've seen people do it in one run. You know, if somebody says, hey, is it really that simple? I tell them, try it. They try it. On the first run, they are a different skier. I'm not kidding you. I've been skiing for 55 years. I've skied all over the world. I've taught. You can see my skiing biography. and see about my competitive experience. I've analyzed this, and I know what's holding you back, and it's well within your ability in one day, the next time you go skiing, to shatter that barrier and to turn yourself into a whole different skier. We'll see some examples of that here, some of my skiing and then some of my family, my kids that I'm working with, and you'll see. You'll see Michael skiing, who probably has been skiing a dozen times in his life, and look at how he skis. Look at how he skis. Why? Because he listened and he saw that it was easy. He turned his knees loose. He got the vertical movement going. Now he just needs that fluidity. He just needs more miles on skis. I'm Jerry Kaifetz. Thanks for watching.